But I want to turn now to trade. Turning to trade tensions with China and Mexico, the Wall Street Journal reporting both countries are willing to negotiate. Mexico's president says moments ago, he said he believes that the two countries, Mexico and the U.S., will be able to reach a deal. But on the China front, many are waiting to see what comes from the G20 meeting later this month. Joining us now, the Coming Collapse of China author, Gordon Chang. I'm going to read a tweet that somebody sent me, and I want to get your reaction. You have to sound a little more positive. This is to me on China. We all know that once the China deal is done, the market is going to take off like a rocket ship if the deal gets done. Gordon, what are the chances that we do get a trade deal done at this point with China?
If you're talking about today, probably not very good. You only have one more off-ramp taken. That's the G20 meeting where Trump meets Xi Jinping. But there's been very little staff work for that. Now, you get two big guys in a room, almost anything can happen. But there are political inhibitions on both sides that are arguing against the deal. The markets have consistently ignored those obvious considerations. And so, yeah, the market can take off on any bit of news, but I think that it's probably not going to be fundamentally sustained.
There's no doubt been comparisons made, or just at least the obvious parallel between this threat of tariffs with Mexico and the 25% tariff with China. But I have to believe, I mean, hearing Mexico say they're open to making this deal, I can't imagine that would have any influence on the Chinese. If we come to some agreement in Mexico, the Chinese could still hold out and make this very painful. Right?
Yeah, certainly. But there's one connection there, Ronica, and that is, you know, we're trying to disengage the two economies. I think Trump is actually trying to do that, bring factories back into the U.S. But even if we don't bring the factories back into the U.S., there's a really important advantage for us if they go to Central America, because that'll stabilize those communities there. You stabilize Central America, it means you don't have the caravans coming up to the southern border. So this is really important for us. And we're now starting to get indications from people that factories are thinking about Central America because they don't see any long-term real solution. Yeah, there could be a trade deal between China and the U.S., but it ain't going to hold.
But we got to point out, though, this tariff threat against Mexico is about immigration, and that's what made people's heads explode.
Right.
Because, again, it's not about the economic relationship with China. It's about their theft, the forced surrender of technology, the theft of intellectual property, but also about the trade balance. But this is about immigration, so it's using tariffs to do something completely different. That was why people were kind of perplexed by the president's actions.
That's a WTO violation, by the way, on our part. But, you know, I think Trump really does have, you know, there's an important point. Mexico is allowing this to occur. You got to stop it somehow. I don't like the use of tariffs to do that, but in some way, Mexico's got to get realistic.
Gordon, on the Chinese side, we know what the detractors for a trade deal are here, and it's largely political, but what are the political wins in China against making any kind of trade deal with the United States? You
know, Xi Jinping right now has an economy that's not doing very well. We can talk about where it is, but the point is he needs somebody to blame. And also, if he makes big concessions, remember, he owns this trade conflict inside Beijing right now. So if he gives important concessions to the U.S., people are going to blame him. And, you know, in the Chinese system now, which has been deinstitutionalized, you lose a conflict like this, you could lose your job, you could lose your freedom, you could lose your assets, you could lose even more. Xi Jinping has a lot of incentives not to do a trade deal, which is why we're seeing all of this very hostile rhetoric out of Beijing last month.
Well, over the weekend, though, it was kind of a little bit nicer.
Oh,
can I say that?
Only the Wall Street Journal was optimistic. You looked at you look at the white paper itself. It's pretty hard line.
But we're willing to adopt a cooperative approach to find a solution," said the Vice Commerce Secretary.
Blah 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 blah.
Okay. So I'm not the one being negative. It's Gordon. Jackie.
Gordon, you're looking at this like a chess game, right? So you've talked about a few things, not just trade, but also immigration. 3 steps ahead, right? The Democrats certainly aren't looking at it that way. So no other president has wanted to take these issues on because they don't want the short-term pain of it. How do you think it impacts President Trump as we head into 2020?
I think it's actually quite good for him because, first of all, he's not getting that much criticism from, for instance, Chuck Schumer and others. And because, you know, China has now become a bad actor. So they just don't have the friends that they once did. And I think that, when you look at it, the risk for Trump are going to be sort of a trade deal where he gives concessions to China. You got to remember, when Vice President Biden said China's no competition, he took a lot of flack. I think, President Trump saw that and said, look, if I do a deal, he's going to be in the firing line. So I don't think for him there's sort of like a big incentive to do a deal.
Gordon, good to see you.
Thanks, Tegan.
Fingers crossed. We want
Fingers crossed that there's no deal so that we do not actually end up in a situation where we have another agreement that the Chinese violate, they buy more time, they steal more U.S. technology, commit more trade violations. Fingers crossed, no deal.
No deal's better than a bad deal is what you're saying.
Yes.
Gordon Chang, thank you so much.